Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you my top fall niche fragrances. If you want to see what they are, keep watching. Before we get started, if you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back, and thank you so much for your continued support. If you haven't yet subscribed, please go ahead, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and activate that notification bell. Without further ado, let's jump right in. As promised, I'm going to show you my top niche fall fragrances. I have already done the designer edition, which I'm going to put two in the link down below. And these are in no particular order. I'm going to start with a Kilian that I absolutely adore. And I did wear it in the summertime, but I found it to be a little bit too sweet, too much. And this is Liaisons Dangereuses by Kilian. This fragrance is very sweet, it's very heady, it's very sexy. There's notes like peach, plum, there's cinnamon, blackcurrant, there's coconut. I'm not really getting the coconut in this. This is a deep, dark, rich, spicy, femme fatale type of fragrance. And it has that very ripe, very juicy type of plum. And the peach works so well together with it. But I get a blast of that plum. The plum is more prominent. It kind of takes over the peach. And plum and cinnamon just go so well together. They really complement each other. And this rests on a woody base. There's oak moss, there's sandalwood, and this has vanilla, which it dries down to, and it's a beautiful sweet vanilla. This fragrance, like I said, is heady. It's sweet. I think this is a great one for a date night on a very chilly fall evening. Again, this is Liaisons Dangereuses by Kilian. This one is my quintessential fall fragrance, and this is Chergui by Serge Lutens. Look at the way that the juice deepened. Wow, I didn't realize how dark this got. It's like a deep purple, really beautiful color. And this really screams cold weather, nighttime to me. I reserved this fragrance for fall. This makes me think of being on a pumpkin patch, doing fall activities. This has notes of tobacco leaf, there's honey, there's amber. This also has a hay note, there's incense, there's sandalwood and rose. And this is so beautiful, you guys. This is a sweet honey tobacco amber fragrance with smoky and incensey facets. The incense just gives it that edge to it. I do get the rose in this, but it's not a rose forward fragrance. I get more of that honey, tobacco, incense. This creates such a warm, cozy scent. That sandalwood together with a tobacco leaf with a hay. The hay is a bit earthy, so it kind of grounds this whole composition. It doesn't go full on earthy. I love wearing this one on chilly fall days, doing some fall activities like going to the pumpkin patch, apple picking, and I also enjoy this for evening and nighttime. I love the combination of the coziness and sexiness that this fragrance brings. It's a fall vibe. It's fall in a bottle. This next one is also by Serge Lutens. This is Santal Majuscule. This is a beautiful sandalwood fragrance. This has sandalwood, this has rose, and this has a note of cacao. So you get this chocolatey rose mixed with sandalwood. It's creamy. This is a warm, spicy sandalwood with cacao touches. And there's a hint of rose in this. And it smells like powdery cacao, like the cacao that you would put in hot chocolate. And it's a very sweet and indulgent experience. And this is perfect for a chilly fall day or evening. Santal Majuscule by Serge Lutens. This is another tobacco fragrance, and this is called Oud Tobacco by Montale. I haven't worn this one since winter, so let me just remind myself I will be wearing it. I will definitely be wearing this one come next week because we are going to have a drop in temperature here in New Jersey. Oh yeah, I remember now. This one has a spice of sumac, which I use in my cooking. It's made out of berries and it has a little bit of a citrusy kick to it. This also has some citruses at the top. This also has cumin. This has orange blossom. I have to say the cumin I do not notice in here because, as you may know, I do not like when the cumin is prominent. I don't get the cumin at all. This also has incense and tobacco. I find those two are so compatible. They just create such a cozy and sexy combo. This also has tonka bean and this has oud. I don't get any oud in this. There's some woodiness. I think the oud just wraps up this whole composition nicely, prevents it from being too sweet, it grounds it. This is a fresh, spicy, warm tobacco. It's a sweet pipe tobacco. It's sweet, warm, and cozy. What more can you ask for on a chilly fall day or evening? I like to wear this both day and night. This transitions beautifully into winter time. I wore this a lot last winter. I put it away when the weather got too warm. Such a beautiful, comforting, cozy, sexy scent. It's a beautiful tobacco. If you don't like those very strong, harsh tobacco fragrances, try this. This is a very sweet and offensive type of tobacco. This is absolutely gorgeous. Oud Tobacco by Montale. I have another one here by Montale, and this is Honey Aoud. This is a honey fragrance, as the name would suggest. And this is another one I have to spray to remind myself of what it smells like, because again, I have not worn this all summer and spring. This is another cozy, beautiful, warm fragrance. This has notes of honey, cinnamon, amber, vanilla. This has leather and patchouli. It's a spicy, sweet amber. It's a rich, syrupy honey. The honey in this one is amped up, so you do have to like your honey fragrances. This is slightly animalic from the leather and the honey. The leather in here is a very subtle one. It's more of a suede, like a soft, supple suede. It just feels like being wrapped in a blanket on a cold day. I love wearing this on crisp, cool fall days. Honey Aoud by Montale. This next fragrance is called Jardin de Misfa by Nuit, Nomade. And I spoke about this fragrance in my last haul that I did. I'm going to put a link to that down below. This was gifted to me by the brand. This is such a stunning fragrance that has a date note, which I absolutely adore. I'm always on the lookout for a really good date note. And I'm happy to report that this one has been my favorite so far. This has these honeyed, syrupy dates in it. It also has cardamom, it has nutmeg, almond, there's dates, there's saffron. It's so delicious smelling. I absolutely adore the nutmeg cardamom combination when it comes to fall fragrances. They just remind me of fall. They remind me of certain spices that I use during that time for baking, for cooking. It smells like rose water that has been infused with honey dates, and there are some saffron touches. This is a warm and exotic gourmand. I have been wearing this non-stop. As you could see, I have already put a dent in this, and I got this maybe like a week and a half ago. Hasn't been that long, but I am using this so much. This one could be worn in warmer days also. It doesn't sit heavy on the skin. This is a syrupy fragrance without sitting too heavily on the skin. It's not going to choke anyone out. It's very pleasant. There are no harsh or sharp edges. This fragrance is very smooth. It's almost velvety and silky. This is one you guys have to get your nose on. If you love dates in your fragrances, and if you don't know, if you love dates in your fragrances, get a sample. I have a 10% coupon code for this one. I'll put it in the description box below. Jardin de Misfa by Nuit, Nomade. This next fragrance is Mandorle by Sora, Dora. And this is a newer house to me that I just discovered recently. And this was also in my haul. The brand gifted this to me. And I have a 10% coupon code for this one as well. If you watched my haul video, you'll see that this was not love at first sniff for me. But now I am so obsessed with this fragrance. There's tonka bean, suede, cashmere wood. There's heliotrope, rum, vanilla. There's cherry, caramel, cacao, and leather. So the first thing I smell when I spray this is that leather note. And it could be a little bit overwhelming. But after it sits on my skin for a bit, it starts to smoothen out and all the other notes start coming through and it starts getting sweeter on my skin. And I'm smelling a little bit of that cherry. The cherry note in this is not pronounced like it is in some other fragrances. This one is a very subtle cherry. I wouldn't call this a cherry fragrance. It's not cherry forward by any means. That rum makes it a little boozy. The cacao and the caramel make it sweet, and it just gets sweeter and sweeter as it sits on my skin. This wears so beautifully in the cold. It cuts through the cold, and I enjoy wearing this on really cold, windy days. Truly suggest getting your nose on this, especially if you love your gourmands and you don't mind a bit of leather. Again, this is Mandorle by Sora, Dora. This next fragrance I have here is Ce Soir from the house of BDK. I found it a bit cloying in the summer heat. I started to enjoy wearing it in the fall. This has notes like mandarin orange, but it doesn't get too citrusy because it does have black pepper, it has ginger. It gives it a little bit of a kick, a little bit of a warmth. It's a warm type of scent, and I think it wears really nicely in cool weather. It also has quince, it has white florals. It's a warm, spicy, fruity, sweet, woody fragrance. And it's one that I love to wear during the day or on date nights. This is so versatile, it's appropriate for any occasion. And I feel like it's another really cozy fragrance. This is Ce Soir by BDK. This next one is Sweety Aoud by Roja Parfums. This is such a beautiful, warm, spicy, cold weather scent. I'm gonna go ahead and spray some on. This has cardamom. There's a lot of resins here. It has woody notes. This also has a patisserie note. It smells like a slightly sweetened bread or a croissant. And the reason that I'm comparing it to that as opposed to other pastries is because those are not too sweet. This is not a very sweet fragrance, but it smells like baked goods that are not very sweet, basically. Maybe sugar-free croissant. This also has oud in it. You do get that oud. It's not like a dirty animalic oud. It smells really pleasant. It smells a little bit woody. And it just creates such a comforting and beautiful scent. I love when I wear this and it's cool outside and it just envelops me and it makes me think of baked goods. It makes me think of baking, of walking into a bakery and getting hit by these delicious scents. And this is another one I reserve for the cooler months because it's not a warm weather type of scent. This is one I love to wear when it gets nice and chilly. I have started wearing this one. Again, this is Sweety Aoud by Roja Parfums. Next I have New York Night by Bond No. 9. This is a beautiful caramel coffee gourmand type of scent. It has white florals, it has sandalwood, it has sea notes. There's caramel and coffee. This smells like a caramel macchiato. It smells like a salted caramel because of those sea notes. Get the saltiness together with the caramel. It smells like salted caramel. And it makes me think of a caramel macchiato. I love Starbucks caramel macchiatos. It's a delicious and sexy gourmand. This is one I enjoy wearing on date nights, fall evenings when it's chilly, whether I'm staying inside or going out. This one works beautifully. Again, this is New York Nights by Bond No. 9. This next one is Divine Aphrodisiac from the house of Navitus Parfums. And this is a new one in my collection. This one was gifted to me by Navitus Parfums. This one really captured my attention. Let me just start by saying that this is the most interesting and unique fragrance that I have laid my nose on. This has sesame, it has almond. Okay, we've had that before. This has a peanut butter accord. Peanut butter accord. I love peanut butter. Not sure if I ever talked about it on this channel, but I love peanut butter. I love everything about it. I love how creamy it is. I love how it tastes. With this fragrance, I feel like I just put my face into a jar of peanut butter and I'm inhaling it. If you guys are allergic to peanuts, maybe stay away from this. It also has cinnamon, it has praline, it has coffee. It's very nutty smelling. It's very creamy from the peanut butter accord, sesame seeds. It's like you're having some decadent peanut butter dessert with caramel accompanied by a praline latte. That's what this smells like. It's completely 100% gourmand, 110% gourmand. It's a full-on gourmand fragrance. And it's just so cozy and so delicious. This really satisfies my sweet tooth. When it's chilly, I put it on and just warms me up. Love this fragrance for fall. This is Divine Aphrodisiac by Navitus Parfums. Please let me know down in the comments below what are some of your favorite niche fall fragrances. That concludes my video for today. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you back here soon. Take care.